Hey there, Scorpio community. Soul Tigers here with a story for this wonderful community. As usual, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but the vibe I'm picking up is definitely this is the right day, the right time to see what's happening in the frequency, to even get a story going. And the vibe that I'm picking up, and there was one new starts, way of doing things. So, a new start or maybe a new way of doing things. You matter. And I repeat, you matter. Your ancestors, your guides want you to know that. What's also being shown is there needs to be more of an intake of veggies and fruit fresh, not gummy stuff, not dried out stuff, fresh, as fresh as you can get it. And water. Water is going to be really important around this time for you, Scorpio, especially if you're trying to filter through what's going on. I believe water does emotionally ground us out. Food grounds the body out. Water helps ground out the emotions. Breathing helps ground out the mind. But for Scorpio in this story, water. And it's time to work. Self care. Laughing more, joking, not so serious. And that's an ancestor. I don't know who's speaking up, but they just want you to know that don't take life too seriously. It's all a show. It's all a show. It's all a game. Don't take it so serious that you drive yourself bonkers every day. You don't need to see everything to know. And what I'm seeing is that is a crown chakra, a unity of consciousness, inner wisdom kind of thing, spiritual connection, enlightenment kind of thing. You can say that's from that above source, bringing that in. And I repeat that you don't need to see everything to know. Scorpio, you are very gifted. And you see things that others don't. You pick up on things that others don't because that is your sign. Scorpios are very sensitive creatures. And they're so sensitive so that they can keep themselves protected. So, breathing exercises is another thing that's important. Again, water to help ground out the emotions. Breathing exercises to help ground out the mind, fruits and veggies to help ground out fresh fruits and veggies to help ground out the body. Crying is a part of shedding slash cleansing. So I got a tough guy out there as a Scorpio who's been holding back some stuff, or a tough gal. And I guess they view crying as a sign of weakness. And if you're growing up with the older generations, they would have been taught this. But actually, crying is very cleansing. You're able to bring up how you really feel, how things really hurt you. And at times, crying can be like journaling. It helps you work some things out. Cleansing. That is, what is it? Tears are very salty, kind of like, I don't know if it's as salty as the ocean, but ocean is cleansing, water is cleansing. So energetically, it's the inner being, that heart chakra that's trying to cleanse out everything that's all stuck. So don't run from it. Be open. And you can always schedule a time. I hate to say that, but because there's no perfect time to schedule a emotional kind of just output cleanse. But you can sit here and say, for this moment that I'm here, I know I will have my privacy, so I will be able to cleanse. I will be able to work through stuff. For me, it will change up when I journal. If I need to do a good cleanse, I'll do a good journaling before I go to bed instead of before I go to work because I don't want my eyes swollen. Crying is a part of our emotions. Don't be afraid of it. Again, it's not a weakness. So, Scorpio's angels, ancestors, divine and universal energy. And it's specifically what I'm hearing spiritual beings. So, I would say even some guardians, maybe from the land, maybe some dentities if we have Scorpios who have because I'm non-dominant, so I could just pick up whoever's energy, but it's definitely tied to some beliefs, guardians, protective, older energy, older spiritual beings here. And they're right there with you because it's time to work. And they're called in as guides. All this energy is called in as guides and protectors for the positive messages that need to come out. So let's take our time, Scorpio. This is all about you. What is it that needs to come out? First thing that pops out, self-care. And remember, we were speaking about this self-care earlier. It's important. I see self-care. I see green here. I see blue here. I see what else? We see a little bit of orange and yellow. But right now, it's going to be a lot of heart chakra, a lot of throat chakra. That heart chakra can heal other chakras. When you go to start speaking in your confidence of what you know without seeing the things that you're you're picking up, that is going to help start to balance out that sacral chakra. Sacral chakra has to do with healthy relationships. Then we have the yellow there, solar plexus, which is personal power and confidence. That's going to help bring some good energy, some good chisma, some good chi to other chakras right there. So self care, self care, self care. And I'm noticing that it's backwards, the wording. I flipped my camera. I have a new little setup here, fresh for Scorpio. Just moved stuff around as of last night. So I'm saying this is the start of something new. It could be something new implemented in the routines. So let's see what we have going on. So the things that come in reverse are spiritual growth. So I have a Scorpio who feels directly stuck. Let me keep this way. I have keep the faith. So I have a Scorpio who's kind of running on empty when it comes to being aligned with their gifts right now. Their their spiritual beliefs, spiritual energy, spiritual alignment is kind of running depleted. And this could be pulling at their energy, at their emotions. It could also be feeding anxiety, insecurities, fears, the restlessness, fear of change. Let's see what else. Lack of creativity, emotional instability, and social dysfunction. So be careful, be careful. It seems like you could be, or the Scorpio in this story could be taking a lot from themselves right now. A lot. What else needs to come out? Finances. So I have a Scorpio who's very worried about finances. And this is what's holding up the spiritual growth. But what I'm seeing is the self care and the finances are tied together through the throat chakra. So somehow in these finances, speaking up, maybe some kind of creativity, clear communication, whatever the Scorpio shying away from, whatever it is. they got to create a power up in a sense to, what I'm hearing is to convince themselves that they have the right to speak up. They have the right to their opinion. I don't usually do this, but as I said, that last part was 10:10 on the original recording here. As if I don't make edits. All right, so let's see. One more card. What else needs to come out? So something that Scorpio isn't seeing, it's at a distance. It could be also tied into the motivation. Ooh, we have adult children. Again, these adult children are going to tie into that imbalance in this throat chakra. So we're having work life, home life kind of conflicts here. I'm feeling like I'm not feeling like this is a hobby thing, because usually hobbies keep us growing. But I'm feeling like this is a work life, home life tied together in balance. And what it is, it's very draining. So let's go ahead and see what needs to come out for the present in more detail for this Scorpio energy. So finances, spiritual growth. We have this one card we don't see, an Ace of Candles. Now, the aces always talk about investing in a new direction. This is going to be a new passionate direction. This is a part of the spiritual growth. This is a part of what's going to help get these finances turned. About that clear communication when it comes to identifying what stability you want in your environment. So we're not seeing that right now, that you have that right. What else needs to come out? I don't have this right. Then I have a 10 of presents. That's like a 10 of pentacles right there. But you do. You're confused on how much you can really have, how much clear communication you can have, how much groundedness, security, stability you can have in the choices that this Scorpio makes and the ways that they go. It has to do with what is that? Boundaries. Being able to set boundaries. If this does have to do with boundaries, this is why you're so depleted. It's because you have these adult children who are overstepping these boundaries, which is feeding the fear of speaking up, could be feeding the shyness and the social anxiety. Do a little bit of an experiment, Scorpio. When you have a morning starting off with some adult children that knock you off and say you have to go from one environment to the other, see how that start of your day affects other parts of your day. Because this could be kind of like a trickling effect too. If it is, then it's right away working through whatever you have to work through with this clear communication with these adult children to help stabilize your day, stabilize your environment, stabilize the currents that you have to navigate of different energies. Y'all get what I mean by that. All right, so I have a Knight of Presents here. So this person's very slow to give that you're dealing with, and you've tied your you tied your ideal, I don't want to say outcome, but outcome seems to be the right word. You've tied your ideal outcome to a Knight of Presents. So this Knight of Presents is a very slow moving person. This person isn't even focused on what they're supposed to be focused on. To me, they're in their own kind of world. And for some reason, this is what is messing with your keep the faith. Keep the faith in how much you can really have. I have presence here. I have presence here. This also affects the spiritual growth. This could affect the finances a little bit too. And this one's leading to this adult child. So whoever this Knight of Presence is, what else needs to come out for the present, for the Scorpio community? Now that's different. Let's see, I have 2 cards on top, 1 card on bottom. I think this has to do with what you're feeling, what you're knowing without seeing, because I have this 3 of Needles in reverse, which is the 3 of Swords in reverse. So there's a truth. But look at how that is surrounded by things that either the Scorpio doesn't want to see. It's at least 3 things they don't want to see or they can't see. They feel like they can't. So let's see. It's not lining up. I have a 3 of Presence in reverse, followed by a 3 of Potions. Oh man, you're getting this, right? You're getting this, right? And the Page of Presence in reverse. What you're not seeing is this is tied to what your house is all about. Transformations through relationships. This directly has to do with being in a community that is caring or being in the community that is very taking. And there's some truth that you're learning about these 2 sides. There's 2 sides that you can have with communities. And you're in this 3 of Potions, 3 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 3 for 1 deal. All right, 3 for 1 deal. I would say, in a sense, 3 for 1 deal. You deal with one person, you're dealing with others that are on that same level. 3 for 1 deal. And it has to do with a Page of Presence. It could be a 3 for 1 deal on this Page of Presence, who's also this Knight of Presence. Let's get a clarity card, because the Page of Presence pages are usually younger, but I have this Knight of Presence who's not extremely old, but he's not extremely young. He's not a spring chicken anymore. But this Page of Presence is looking at this Knight of Presence. They're really focused. And this community is really focused on themselves, in a sense. How they stack themselves on top of each other. Ew, it's weird. It's like everybody in this community has their own little part. It's like, how do I put it? So there's a character on Mortal Kombat that's a big dude, but he has a small guy that's riding him. If you've seen the second Mad Max, it's like the smaller person that rides the bigger person. So what it is you have a group of people where you got, if you've seen Hogwarts, you got Malfoy and his 2 henchmen, in a sense. You got one who has the brains, and this other one who's good in a way, and another one who's good in another way. And together, they could all make one whole brain cell kind of thing. It could be that kind of sense. But let's get a clarity card. We'll go for the Page of Presence. Clarity card for the Page of Presence. Something you don't want to see. Oh, this Page of Presence. So it lands on that Knight of Presence, the 10 of Presence. It lands on the candle. We have a 10 of Swords. And upright. Bottoming out, trouble is on the way. Thinking like a victim or martyr will keep your life in a downward spiral. Plans and projects are in jeopardy. Your home life may be disrupted. Any area of your life is open to conflict, no matter how powerful and safe you are. Trouble will find you. They also talk about the Ten of Swords is a betrayal. I'm not getting that. I hear a big X when I say betrayal. So this isn't a betrayal. But what it is there's a thinking like a victim or a martyr will keep a life in a downward spiral. Whoever this page of presence is, this person who gets treated like a child or who acts like a child on one side, but in a sense, they're looked at like they can make some decisions and they could bring something in. It's like the potential on one side is what's holding back the full success, is what's holding back the finances, is what's holding back the spiritual growth right now in the present, whoever this page of presence is. And I don't feel like I'm not getting a thief vibe. I'm not getting no vibes like that. I'm just getting that this is a contract tied to an energy that's supposed to give you that transformation through these relationships. Because I get 4 others, could be 5, 6 others here total. Yeah, 6 others here total. That's in this Scorpio's community that they're dealing with. So this again, it could be family, could be friends, it could be work life, or somehow it could be tied together where it's a repeating cycle everywhere that this Scorpio in this story goes. So I need a clarity card for this 3 of potions, this community. What is the clarity card for the 3 of potions? It has to do with the 10 of swords, has to do with this knight, it has to do with those 10 of presents. We have the nine of cups. 9 of cups is almost an upright, or not an upright, but in fully reversed. So I will read this. I'm being pulled to read this. Betrayal by someone close, guilt, loss of friendship, lost love, envy of others, restlessness, and repressed anger. Criminal acts, you cheat someone out of money, loss of home or possessions. Ooh. There's something here with this page, this page and this knight who are the same person. I still get this immature person that you would like to see do more. This one is up to no good. Criminal acts, cheating someone out of money, loss of home or possessions, loss of friendship, loss of love, envy of others, betrayed by someone close. All right, so then clarity card for the 3 of presents. 3 of presents, truth that needs to be seen, the harsh truth, tough love about this community. So what it is you're a little bit confused on this energy. It could be one main one in particular. They have changing moods, they're narrow-minded, they're unforgiving attitudes. So they're basically it's only their way. Their way, and they're not going to say that it's their way. So I don't read it all the way because this one is really confused. What's happening here is you got a community who's using up your resources. It could be your energetic resources. It could be your angelic resources, because I do describe the Scorpio community as guardian angels. I pick that up a lot with y'all. So you have a community who is almost taking advantage, or a person who's overtaking on that. Could it be that you're overgiving on the other side? It can be that. Because in order for somebody to take, you have to be willing to give. Maybe that's a part of this transformation through this relationship. It's a part of knowing how to take care of yourself, when to give, when not to give. Maybe this is what's going to be tied to getting that spiritual growth going and realigning with your faith, realigning with the energies that you used to have before. All right. So, what else would like to come out for the present? So, these adult children, I have 11 heal. 11. What is 11? Libra energy. Libra energy, balance. There needs to be a balance that's brought out for these adult children. And you see how this one's standing up at the podium? Remember, I was talking about this has to do with a lot of throat chakra, clear speaking. Now, listen up here. Listen up here. I've actually told a Scorpio, because y'all gangster. I ain't gonna lie, Scorpio energy is gangster. Y'all can invoke your inner what is it, Samuel Jackson characters that be acting all crazy, get a little fiery on some people. You Scorpios. How do I put it? You don't understand the degree that y'all could burn somebody up. I know you're a water sign, but you went from a crustacean that lived in the water to in the sands of the desert. So from a watery environment to extreme heat. You guys can withstand that heat. You found ways to uh, bring balance with it, in a sense, in your everyday lives. You know how to avoid the heat so you don't get scorched. But in a sense, I don't know how to describe it. But when Scorpios get upset, they do bring on their own type of heat. And what I'm hearing is this would be the time when you put your heels in the ground and you bring on this heat. You bring on that clear communication, that expression, expressing, telling these fools what it is, what it's not going to be anymore, and what you're going to need to do for you, in a sense, because you can't show up for everyone if you're not showing up for yourself. What else needs to come out? So, with your finances, let's see. I have a 9 of candles here. We're blocking. We are blocking. Why are we blocking? We're blocking because we're waiting for something else. There's that passionate energy that we're waiting for, again, having to do with this page. Are we waiting for some kind of fair treatment, some kind of validation? What is it that we're waiting for? Some kind of unblocking, someone else to come in and maybe even say, hey, I'm sorry. Hey, I am acting like a complete ass. Hey, I haven't meant to do this. You know, back whenever I made this mistake. I don't know, but there's a direct waiting on something, and it has to do with this Ten of Swords energy. So here is that other person. All right, so let's get a clarity card for the Knight of Candles. Clarity card has to do with the Ace of Pentacles that lands on the Ten of Cups in reverse. Avoid a new adventure at this time. It is very tempting but doomed to fail because of money. You are not being practical. Attempting to do everything yourself is what stands in your way. Learn to trust in the expertise and experiences of others. Examine and reorganize your priority. Sometimes when it comes to examining the experiences or learning from the experiences of others, it could be who they are, your experiences with them, your experiences of how they've done things. Seeing it from a more nurturing view of yourself. Like, if you start to level up and you start to higher your standards when it comes to dealing with immature people, you look at them from a different branch when it comes to the tree of discernment, from a higher branch. So you can get that full view of who they are, what they're bringing in, or what they could be tucking into their pockets to hide before they're even, all the way to you. Because you never know. Or even what they're trying to take out of your environment without asking. All right, so one more clarity card. I'm hearing one more clarity card. One more clarity card for this night. So another clarity card for the night, somebody who else is a part of this community, is you are unable to rise to the occasion when necessary. You thrive under adversity. Adversity. There we go. Trouble is invigorating, and you are bored when life is too easy. Challenges are really just opportunities, quick responses, and fast thinking. Action is needed. Your instincts are good. So, again, there's stuff that you're seeing, you're feeling, but you're not seeing it in the 3D. You're picking up stuff when it comes to this community. This challenge here has been given because it's not a weight that is too heavy. This transformation right here for your 8th house and the energy that you're in has to do with how you deal with people viewing you. Now I get why I had to wait to do this story for so long, because I had to explain this new moon differently. Interesting. So the new moon for this Scorpio energy, even though it's been so far off, is to help get a view into how we stack our scales. Particularly, it doesn't have to do too much with past self. For Scorpio, this has to do with self and how the community views them. And what it is if they feel like their community's viewing them, they will stack more on one side of the scales, the side that I deem the side of coals. And they'll take less from the side I would say would be the diamonds, the coins, the self-care, creating this unbalance. But right here, taking a piece of coal off of how this community can make you feel and pressing that lesson, putting it under pressure of, why are they making you feel this way? What part do you actually play in this? And pressing it. I can't say what the exact lesson is for you. That's something that the Scorpio in this community has to find. But it has to be found through validating yourself and seeing what rights you have, how you're allowed to feel, how you feel, how you're allowed to say yes or to say no or to do what you plan on doing without somebody coming in and trying to say, no, you shouldn't have been doing that. You shouldn't have been doing you, boo boo. You should be a 10 hut whenever I need you. But when you compress that and validate yourself, validate that your time is important, you are important, how you feel is important, then you're going to get to that spiritual growth. Then you're going to find motivation because you're reinvesting into yourself in a positive direction, which is going to feed positive energy instead of weighing yourself down with negative thoughts. Now, the full moon plays into this because it's the egotistical side of, what is that? Aries. Aries. And the egotistical side is that one of a child. The child's view, in a positive sense, is one fresh, one that hasn't been taught how to think yet, one that doesn't have a past so that it can prejudge things. The other side to it is like a kid throwing a fit, acting a fool, trying to pick on people, bully them, kind of thing. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot of people who are acting out. That is the low frequency, low vibing kind of energy. And right now, they can't confront things because energetically, a veil is being pulled back. I mean, face it, look at all the celestial stuff that we've had happen up until this point. And this is why you're being highlighted. This is why if you drink water and take care of yourself, you're really going to ground yourself out, which is going to leave room for things to come in and not be filtered harshly towards you. You being able to come in and align with what's going on, align with what you're feeling, take what's yours and leave what's not. All right. Second moon is just going to increase the energies. We have different comets coming about. So, yeah, I say the water signs are just getting celestially, it's either charged up, powered up, depending on how they work through this, or it's going to be like, y'all again, your butts whooped. It's just, it's because y'all are so special. Y'all are so special. Like for the Cancerian, there's some about them being a leader. There is something about being a leader. So for the Scorpio here, it's something about the self-care. This transition, this transformation in these relationships that you are going to take with you. And it could be that you start something totally different, something that's going to be very good when it comes to currency, finances. Could be something that you somehow as well give back because, like I said, you guys have a very big angelic energy around this frequency. There's a reason why everything happens. There's a reason why we're going through it. There's a reason why you have been selected, Scorpio, in this story. There's a reason. I don't know what your purpose is. I know what my purpose is, but yours is very grand. It's just getting through the mud. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to the block. I have what's the tea? So, what is it that you are sensing? What is it? I feel like this one, doing this oracle deck instead of a tarot for the block, is really going to kind of confirm some stuff. So, there's something that's moving on. Something that's moving on. What's moving on? Has to do with bad karma. I feel like Scorpio wants to try and get past this bad karma. They would like to move forward through it, but it just seems like there are always oppositions that stand in the path, and Scorpio is unsure how to get around them. What else needs to come out? What else needs to come out? Haunted. So Scorpio is confused by memories, flashbacks, traumas. Let's see, what else? Spiritual hater. Hates on your spiritual light, magical power. So this person's in reverse. Maybe there is a over focused, photo proof and getting evidence. So what I have is a Scorpio who is over focused on the things that have happened to them. And it could be the people who have done things to them. It's like they have back in the day before the technology, before social media apps, we used to keep photo books. And it's like, if I was to bring it back to that, it's like a person has a photo books of all these past memories, traumas and stuff, with all this bad karma that they feel like they accumulated with them past selves. And they kind of just keep flipping through it. And it's just building evidence on the kind of person that they feel like or they deem themselves to be. This is what's led to the shyness. This is what's led to the social anxiety. This is also what's led to the fear of speaking up. Is, in a sense, what I get is they're always drowned out by past choices. What else needs to come out for the block? When it comes to looking back on this stuff, looking back on the people too, maybe it's going back and dealing with these people. Maybe it's seeing how these people didn't have the best intentions for this Scorpio. Because Scorpio is confused on the way that these people came at him. These people didn't come at them in a forward way. These people came at them already dirty. But what I could have is a Scorpio here who's always been made dirty offers since they can remember. They've always been in this type of frequency. Let's go ahead and do a clarity card. What is the clarity card behind the spiritual hater? Clarity card behind the spiritual hater. It has to do with the block. Creative or intellectual rut, stagnation, movement in wrong direction. Your need for human interaction creates problem, trusting the wrong people, talking too much, feelings of loneliness. A good idea could involve you and others in a new project and positive experience. Take a chance on a new adventure. So I read that because it does feel like it's in a really good reverse, but there is confusion around these people. Trusting the wrong people. The fact that you need to go and interact with people just to feel like you're not alone could be what's holding you back spiritually. I am an introvert, and I will share with you, it's very hard. And I'm not putting myself on a pedestal. I was actually journaling about this not too long ago. And I'm trying to figure out, because spiritually I've been under attack, and spiritually I've been having more and more messages come to me that people want what you have. Outside looking in, if you don't look at it from an energetic sense, I'm just like everyone else. I have bills and I have to eat, I have to use the restroom. So what is it? Then they say, well, it's a spiritual sense. It's a spiritual sense. You have these gifts. But I don't understand it because, in a sense, we're all alike and we all have these gifts. And what's hard is when you're really gifted, this is where I'm getting at, and you get surrounded by people who are not gifted, they literally sometimes want to feed off of it. And they will keep putting themselves as blocks in your life, and they will keep bringing up your bad karma, things that you're trying to work through. So I was talking to somebody who was in a very low frequency state. They were actually drinking spirits at this time. And what I noticed is when I would frustrate them, I love them dearly. I really do. They're very special to me. That's why I even deal with them. But I would notice when I would frustrate them in this moment of drinking spirits, they would try and go back to things that they thought could get me reactive. Memories, flashbacks, traumas, side effects. And I'm not going to lie, when I started talking to this person a little bit more, I noticed that this stuff started coming up. Now, is this person a spiritual hater on a sense? No, they do care about me. They've been around for a while. They're the one family member that I could really look back on and say, hey, they're lost. There's a lot of stuff going on that they need healing from. But I can honestly say they cared about me, even as a child. But at this point, when dealing with them, I have to be careful and I have to know when to protect myself, when to put these blocks up and tell them, no, I'm not going to go down whatever avenue you're trying to take me down when you're in that mood, whatever mood that they're in. And see, right here, you have to be careful when you're trying to move on and move past your karmas and stuff. If you keep going back or you keep having people take you back, that's one of the things, because it will seem weird. I will tell you this. It was like I had one, two, three, four, no, three, might be a few more. I had at least three past people I haven't really talked to, don't have, yeah, haven't really talked to, come up in my life within the past 30 days. And a lot of the things that they had said wanted to feed back into those memories, the flashbacks of the bad karma, and take my spiritual growth down, redirect my focus onto all that old stuff. And it was literally a fight to keep focused on where I'm going, keep that motivation, keep the faith that I've been growing. And I'm telling you, journaling out really helped. But you got you just got dirty ass individuals that are very unhappy. And when you start to realize what a dirty ass individual is, you start to be thankful that you're trying to clean yourself up so much. And I say dirty ass individuals, even though this caught a case come out. I mean, this could go towards somebody who has something right there, trying to say that you got something or something here or some kind of past mistake. But what I mean by a dirty individual is they're toxic. They consume so much stuff that they've pushed that soul being so much down that they're just acting out in like a barbaric manner. And you've noticed this around the full moon. They've gotten more meaner. It could have been more physical, more asshole-ish. But all it is to sit here and to keep you in a position. Because when you start to grow, they feel like you're going to leave them. And it could be the other side too, where you keep holding on to all this stuff, keep dealing with everything because you're scared to leave them. And if it's on that sense, then that's what's holding up everything, is the scared, the fear to have this transformation through what you are meant to, what is a part of being a Scorpio, that eighth house energy, transformation through relationships. It's a lot of work that has to happen here. It's a lot of work that has to happen here. So much came out and not as many cards pulled as before. What is the final message for this block? What is the final message for this block? It has to do with this block. It has to do with this creeping. It has to do with this caught a case. We have a fight. And what did I tell you? People are going to be acting barbaric. Arguments, physical fight, at war, competing. So it's all a part of this one's agenda. Because for some reason that they know if they keep you rocked in your emotions, oh, I just seen that one's eyes move. If they keep you rocked in your emotions, then they know that you keep looking back to everything. They could be dropping things, doing certain little things on purpose, bringing up certain memories on purpose. It has to do with photos. There's something that they're doing in a nonchalant way. And you can have people do weird shit. Um, I didn't know who this lady was. She had such a cute little girl. And they were new to the neighborhood, so I would tell her, hi, and stuff. And it was really weird. So being a single woman at my age, you run into weirdness when it comes to other people and relationships. And it's literally, you could see the security or the insecurity within that relationship, the way one of the partners will act within 2 minutes of interacting with them. So I had this lady, and she kept, every time she would talk to me, she had a beautiful wedding ring. And she would always bring it up, always bring it up. And you do have certain ladies who will do that. I find it very entertaining. They just have to bring it, have to show that they're married, have to. Because I get it, boo boo. I hope it's a good relationship for you. But sometimes people will do stuff like that to try and make somebody feel insecure. There's a big, what is it, stigma in life that to be successful, you have to be married. No, 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 no. Let's just say the marriages I grew up around, no, no, no. I would never trade my singleness to have any of those type of relationships. Never, 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 never. Anywho, so you have somebody who's poking at you and they're trying to scatter this Scorpio. Just know that they're trying to feed off of your motivation. They're trying to keep you from believing. Those are the two things that they're really after. They could be after something else too. I didn't have the death card here pop up, but I did have some stuff come out in the Capricorn. If you have a lot of Capricorn energy in your chart, I would go to the Capricorn. At least do the recap video. It's like 10 minutes if you don't want to do the full one. It talks about something that they got two individuals around who are plotting and planning. There is somebody who is creeping here. So there's a big warning in that Capricorn video, but I didn't have a death card come up. So, and I don't even think I had one of Scorpio's cups come up either. I don't think I have any cups here. What? Yep, the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups. That's going to be the mutable. That's Pisces. And Three of Cups. So that would be Cancerian as well, because we have the potions here. All right, so let's get moving on. I know I'm dilly-dallying along. So let's talk about the conclusion. Now, ancestors, divine, universal energy, what is it that will help the Scorpio out in this story? Oh, I want you to practice this. They want you to practice this when you get up, when you go down to lay down at night. They want you to practice this when you're going left, when you're going right. They don't want you to be confused. They want you to be okay with letting go. To be okay with letting go. That shedding, so that you can have that new brighter day. Understanding the oppositions of energies. Sometimes people, again, for your house, are brought into our lives to teach us just messages, to teach us not just a message, but like a lesson. There you go. That's the right word. To teach us lessons, to help us to receive the messages of whatever we're going through, whatever it is that we need to learn. So whoever this is, it's a part of it. Letting go is all a part of it. And I have this land over here. There's ancient wisdom. There is ancient wisdom. Once you tap into the truth and you surpass the opinions of these others, you're going to start to really feel your soul being. That's what I'm hearing. The knowledge of your soul being. And as I say that, honoring yourself. Don't be confused. You deserve it. You are amazing. Grounding yourself out. Seeing that you're amazing. Seeing the different sides of you. And how each side of you help create who you are. Who you are. Bringing in that feminine energy, that positive feminine energy onto self. Being compassionate about yourself. Being accepting of who you are. Giving yourself kindness and mercy, especially on the days where these people are trying to get you to sail towards them and their endeavors. What else needs to come out? Joy. Oh, it lands right on this bad karma. Once you start understanding this lesson, understanding that you could totally just ride around these ones who are trying to hold you back, you're going to find the joy in what this bad karma was. It's like, do you ever look back at a photo when you were really young, say junior high, and you're like, oh my gosh, I really thought using all that gel was the thing, or having my bangs done that thing was the thing, dressing that certain way, looking back on yourself once upon a time ago, and you realize it wasn't the thing, it was just the moment. When you go back 10 years, 5 years, a year from now, this is going to take work, and you reflect on whoever this individuals are that are here to give you this transformation, is going to be something of a joyous laugh when you look back, because you're going to look back at who you once were, and you're going to see how it took this individual to rock you to your core in order for you to become who you are then. And that new person, that new self, that new growth that you've made. I have one person that I sit here, and I used to be upset, and I started doing a forgiveness prayer for them. And now I really have shifted from hate and pain to joy, to happiness, to appreciation, because if it wasn't for their non-evolved self, I wouldn't have had that rude awakening into what I deserve. All right, so thank you. Thank you so much, Scorpio community, for your time and your energy today. And I hope you have a wonderful, 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 wonderful rest of your day.